Please won't you be my neighbor? Howdy, neighbor. Probably lost everybody, huh? We had a bit of an emergency. Chicken with a large gash on its back. It was pretty deep, and I used super glue to close the wound, but I'm concerned. They cleaned down. Christina cleaned the wound up pretty good, but it was that deep. It's like, man, I could get infected. It didn't look too bad, so hopefully the super glue. Oh, my wife. Who said effing chicken? That would be Mr. Rich. They don't understand, baby. They just don't get it. I said it's not an effing chicken. It's a family member that we might eat if it all goes to shit. But I also said that about the dog too. Could you imagine having to eat your pets? It'll never come to that though because I'm pretty sure I could just start robbing people. You get a couple of my buddies and we'll get all tactical and we'll go out and we all have that family member that's prepping for the end of the world and they own like 30 to 100 guns and they got them weapons laying all over their bedroom and they got the Soldier Fortune magazines and they get the tactical gear and they weigh they're overweight by 100 pounds and they can barely walk. Like at the end of the world comes, what are you gonna do? He would have to eat the dog because that he wouldn't be able to go out and get food. Eating the dogs or eating the cats. I would think that if everybody romanticizes this, what was that, The Walking Dead, where it's you and your little group and you're surviving in the, like Fallout 76. You got your little squad and you just go out and I think it that's just so unrealistic. Like so, because most people would cooperate, especially if you had any value. Like if you're a carpenter, say, and or you can hunt. You could actually like. Were you on American Gladiators? Oh, who's our boy, the all natural one? The guy that's like almost 60 and he claims natty. He was an American Gladiator. I can't remember his name. American Gladiators, holy shit. When was the last time that show aired? That was like pre-UFC. Turbo, yeah. So Christina says only if I'm starving, but yeah, no. My point being is like you and I know we could go out and get food. We get like an irradiated deer or something. Like we wouldn't have to eat our pets because we, I would think having a dog would be probably an asset in that situation. But we live in Nevada and we have all the data centers here. Plus we have Nellis in the Area 51, so we'd probably get nuked off the planet. Look at the rare earth mine up there, Mountain Pass. I went feral. What do you think about those? About what, brother? Oh, Donald Trump was right about that. So here's okay. So what you were talking about is when was it Ohio? The resident Donald Trump said that I think it was Haitian immigrants were eating the cats, and everybody made fun of them. But Christina and I actually watched that gentleman who was running for mayor. Was he a musician running for mayor, babe? And he was talking about how the immigrants were going down to the parks and they were killing the ducks and, you know, dragging them home. And they're butchering them right there at the park, and then they were stealing the neighbors' cats and stuff. So that was actually complaints that were filed, and we watched it. We watched him go to the city council, and he complained about it. And then we watched an interview where they interviewed about 5 or 6 of the local townspeople, and they all said the same thing, so they corroborated it. But then when Trump brought it up, they called him a liar, and they basically said he was racist. And I was like, but we watched the videos. Like, now, whether those people were being truthful or not, I couldn't tell you. Maybe they were lying. But it was something that was brought before the council of that town. And they were also talking about how they were taking up a bunch of the residencies, and there's a bunch of problems they were complaining about. But that was the one that stood out to me, is how they were going down to the parks and killing all the ducks. You know, if you go to Sunset Park here in Vegas, there's about 100 ducks, some swans, and whatever. And could you imagine if a bunch of immigrants just went down there and started eating them all? You got your little daughter and she's fishing, and the guy just go whack. I don't know. That'd be a little unnerving. I used to have a major that looks just like you. Air Crew Boy, 25. So he was a good-looking man, huh? They use AI to make fake videos on Democrats. I said my dream AR is the ACR Bushmaster and FN Scar that I hope on buying one day. What do you think about these? Fabrique Nationale, or FN, they make some outstanding weapons. So you want the 5.56 Scar. Was it the 7.62 the one? Is it the one they had the issues with? But they basically make the Scar in a bunch of calibers, including Creedmoor. And I like the 5.56, but you're not. So the problem is you're spending a lot of money, and you're not really getting anything of value other than it looks really cool. No, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, but the Bushmaster's a nice weapon. I like Rock Island. What's that one? For a reasonable price. We were shooting it last time we were out there. What brand was that? It was really good for the price point. For like a full build would be about $1,500, kitted with some nice optics. And I think you have to have at least a 16-inch barrel to take advantage of the green tips. Any more than that, and you lose too much muzzle velocity and accuracy. Not accuracy, but muzzle velocity. You just don't get... with a 16-inch barrel, you would zero it at 30 meters, and it would be the same aim point as 30 and 300. I don't think a 14-inch barrel could reach 300 meters. And then, of course, in the military, we had 20-inch barrels, and you could shoot accurately to 500 meters, and the round would go 550 before it lost velocity for penetration. Howdy, partner. What's up, Joe? Street Fighter 2. Smart Gamer. Hi, Summer 5. Here's a jarhead. He could correct me if I'm wrong. Smart Gamer, what was it with green tip and barrels under 16 inches? How much velocity do you lose? That's why I always thought that the AR pistols, while they look fun, but they're fucking stupid. And I would never ever have one in a tactical situation. Buddy, can we be enemies? I mean, if you insist, Tesso. I don't know. Who's buddy? How are you, OG? I'm doing okay. I don't know if you're talking. Smart Gamer's talking about the ACR Bushmaster. I don't know if they're still making that or not. Guile. He called me Guile. I think I need bigger hair for that. So James Regan says they use AI to make fake videos on Democrats. They're funny though. I mean, it's so funny that the left is like outraged because he put sombreros on everyone, and they're like, he's making deep fake videos. Like, they're so obviously fake that you'd have to be retarded to not see the joke. But I really do not want to train anymore. Does he mean Golem? What's getting bad? I'm not following the conversation. Oh man, I got a knot in my shoe here. I was, I like to smoke pipe tobacco. I got a little pipe that I carved, and I tried the. No, I know what gum's from, but I didn't know what in relation to conversation. It's getting super advanced. Oh, AI, yeah. Life is scary. Um, I smoked the tiniest little bit of hemp tobacco that my wife smokes. She has these hemp cigarettes, and I put just a little tiny bit in my pipe, just to see what it was like. And I don't smoke weed, um, and I feel weird, like just a little tiny bit, like I'm kind of regretted doing that. And plus, and it was also disgusting, incidentally. Mr. Rich, what's up, my man? Yeah, we had to do emergency chicken uh, first aid triage. AA says looks like he's gay. What's the problem with that, AA? You got a problem with gay people? I think something got lost in translation. Yeah, I don't smoke weed. I don't ever ever. But she said it was just hemp and that it was menthol flavored, and I just wanted to try it, and I feel a little screwy. Uh, yeah, she does edibles. I don't like. I never. It's not because I'm against weed. I just don't like it. I don't like the way I feel. Jen, after they called Antifa a terrorist organization, I searched up what was Antifa and said it was good. It stood for anti-fascist. At first, I was angry because I didn't know how bad Antifa was. So, anti-fascist. That's a default setting for most fucking human beings. Like, you don't have to tell people you're anti-fascist. But most of those are little progressive communist collectivist twerps that have never wanted for anything. A lot of them are white, middle, suburban kids. Um, they don't know what they stand for. You can't. They won't. They don't even know their own ideology. If you have a discussion with most of them, they can tell you what it is they stand for. But then when you start asking them questions like, "Why do you believe that?" or "What would you replace the government with if the revolution was to tear it all down?" They can't argue it. And they don't know history. If you talk to them about the millions that died under communist regimes, they don't. Uh, it's just they're retarded. Most of them are sub 90 IQ people that are spoiled and entitled. They think we live in a terrible country, and they've never been outside of the U.S. And if anybody, I would say this: if you don't like the United States, go travel. Like seriously, if you think the United States is racist, go to any other country. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, it's just amazing. And all this frenzy has been whipped up over the last, I don't know, I want to say 15 years. It kind of started around the Occupy Wall Street movement, which I thought was great. Um, but I kind of also saw that it was pushing the boundaries of collectivism a little bit. A lot once people think that they're entitled, like you owe me a living because I exist, or you're supposed to pay me a living wage, or once you get past like the freedom of association where I'm gonna offer you work and you either accept it for the terms I'm offering you or you don't. If I tell you I'm going to pay you $10 an hour to be my assistant and I'm a carpenter, and you get to hold the flashlight while Dad fixes the car, and then 3 months into the job you start complaining because somebody told you should own part of the company. You're like you should own part of the company. Look at all this work you're providing. Like, no. Once you have to make yourself worth more than $10 an hour before I pay you $10 an hour. But that's not even the point. The point is you agreed to do the work. You said you were going to provide your time and service for me for $10 an hour, and then now you're complaining that it's not enough money and I owe you a living wage. Essentially, I mean, that's a really watered down version of it. Um, no, nobody owes us anything. We're born alone, we're going to die alone, and it's up to us to take care of ourselves. And that doesn't mean we can't have help or didn't have help or shouldn't help each other. It just means that you're not owed it just by virtue of existing. Um, and it just pisses me off when I hear these conversations where people just complain about the most free and prosperous society that's ever existed, and we're not without our flaws, for sure. Um, but if you think that there's another country out there that's doing it better than us, and they always like use some, like Norwegian or some homogenous population with that's the size of Florida, you know. Working man is a sucker. Well, I mean, hey, Tony, it's the bottom line is, if you want to work, you should be able to. Some people enjoy working. Some people need the direction. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur, but as long as they realize that it ain't my fault you suck at life and you have to, work an hourly job or whatever. Um, you're not owed anything more than you agreed to when you decided you were going to take that job. People can't live forever. You just have to make the most of every day, RJ. At least you're not this dude on live in his garage at 1 a.m. I thought about it. Oh, man. Antifa was acting the same way fascist governments are supposed to oppose. They attack the place of due process. Dude, they're fucking terrorists. Like, if you think about it, like, everybody lives in a bubble because each side genuinely believes that they're the majority, and none of them will come together. Everybody works. I wish that was true. More and more people are not working, and they're relying on entitlement programs. I think we have a responsibility to take care of people that can't take care of themselves. But do you have a wife? Yeah, she's in the chat. She's one of my moderators. Well, I mean, if you think about it, everybody works in some way or another. The clowns on the left and jokers on the right work together to destroy Jesus Christ. Actually, I mean, there is a little truth to that. Israel is our greatest ally. I don't know about that, but sure. Hold on here, I'm going to turn this light off. I'm going to use a regular barbell tonight. Don't get old. Man, the knees hurt right until you get warmed up. Sounds like someone's doing tap dancing on a box of Rice Krispies. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Little gypsy, get around. Oh, yeah. That didn't hurt. Where's my color? Oh, here it is. These are lockjaws. These are the best colors you could buy for the money. I think I spent $15 on these. And these will hold 600 pounds without budget. All right. Oh. Those vote for Kamala yard signs. That's industrial insulation. I take it you don't work in the trades. That's the Nigerian nightmare. It's the same. If you worked in construction, you would see those panels laying around job sites everywhere. They go in what's called EIFS, EIFS, which is external fascia, external, I don't know, it's an acronym for something. It's a system of basically a building wrap. It's a system that for insulating. Let's check out the Nigerian nightmare. It's just it's a picture of a real man. All right. Who said anything about you? Drink beer. I feel like humans should have to do it in the future. Cement bags or cake. What about, let's see, we got, who's Middle East Beast? Is that Eric the Great? Not many kids know how much cement weighs. There's a difference between work and building something for the future. Most wouldn't comprehend this. That's Nanya Negasanya. Yeah, you know, we actually we have a hard time finding people to work in the trades. And then when they do hire them, if they're like genuine apprentices, a lot of them, they don't make it very long. That being said, some of the best ironworkers I've worked with are millennials. Beavers in the chat. They're expensive everywhere. Overpopulation and labor shortage. You determine what brand new Dodge or Jeep will get death wobble before you buy it. What's the craziest thing I've seen? Craziest thing I've seen. Let me think about that. Which one's an alt account? Is that Smart Gamer? Who is Middle East Beast? Tell me the name of the account. It's Middle East yeast infection or Middle East bestiality. They call him the Mutton King or Goat Lover. Can you play Bad Bunny song? I don't know what that is. The Nigerian something. Okay. I stacked steel for almost a decade after 9/11. Did you work in a facility or, let's see, it's been confirmed, Charles Olivier or fight Max Holloway. That might be interesting to watch. I mean, if that is his alt account, I really don't care. Why would you waste your time with an alt account? My wife's back. What do you see in a good worker? Most of the time, all we look for is somebody that's going to be consistently there, not calling off every time, and someone who works hard enough to keep pace with everybody else. Like we have good crews. Nobody's trying to kill anybody out there. They work at a good pace. You just want to be a positive influence to the team. Like, you don't have to be Mr. Johnny on the spot or the guy that works the hardest or a yes man. You just got to be there with a positive attitude and show up on time. Do I do weighted calisthenics? That's ALP Archer. No, I don't. Should I? I don't know. Probably. 'Cause, like, the thing about the trades is, especially the union trades out here in Vegas, almost everybody makes at least six figures. But the downside is they work a lot of hours. And it gets hot as fuck in the summertime. Once you get past the summer, though, it's pretty nice for the rest of the year. Go to university. This is what I would say. The university is not the pathway to success like it used to be way back when. And if you're going to indebt yourself to the government for the rest of your life, make sure that if you go to school, you know what you want to get out of it. Otherwise, what I would suggest is to wait a few years. Yeah, like I went back to school after I got out of the military, and I knew exactly what I wanted to study, and I did really well. Whereas before I joined the military, I was failing everything because I hated school with a passion, and I didn't show up, and I didn't do any work, and it was awful. Trades are very right. Cody Kohler skipped leg day. I know. Usually I go to a lame mom joke, but I'm not feeling it today. I did the opposite. I built towers from 70 to 25. Then I joined the military. Yeah. So, we. I know a few people so you can actually if you work the trades or you're a skilled labor or labor of some sort, you can actually enlist in the service in engineering, Navy, Army, and they will give you an MOS and a rank based on your experience. Like Navy Seabees would be a good example. Combat engineers. So if you're a master carpenter, you enlist in the Army and say you're going to working for the engineers. You can come out of boot camp and be already like an E3 or E4. Navy, that's really. And then I know people that did the opposite. People that retired from the military and then went. We had two apprentices that were over the age of 45, iron workers, and I call one of them Apprenticesaurus. But he was just like me, man. He was still getting after it. But that's a. I asked him why would you why would you become a steel worker at my age? And he's like, well, why are you working for him? I'm like, bro, I'm the safety manager. Like I'm not in the field anymore. You got to get up there with those rest of them boys. But he said, because I'm gonna make $140,000 this year. Like, fair enough. Once you get into overtime, man, they make really good money. Let's see, Eric the Great. We made the American Pit Bull illegal through homeowners insurance and basically guaranteed they'll be in the wrong hands. But I got a pit bull. I don't have any issues with it. We got Bernard. Bernard's a good boy. I'm a master rigger and I went in aviation. Nice. Yeah. Most people will think that's like some sort of joke, but that's actually we have. I wouldn't call myself a master, but I'm certified. I'm a competent person rigger. I'm on the confined space rescue team. I've done a lot of climbing, and I can make my own harness. I'm knot tying. Spend my days with a piece of rope tying knots all day. Uh, Soon you're going to be able to leave boot camp as an E5. Yeah, so especially in the Navy. Uh, Digger Nick, TRT, yes. Nuclear scientists and engineers are going to boom a little. What job should I get? I don't know. I mean, what do you like doing? I mean, one thing my dad told me, he's like, everybody wants to find their passion and do what they want, but you got to eat. Most people have to eat. You can't like wait around to find your passion. You wind up doing something you don't like doing. The key to getting through shitty jobs is to bring your passion to whatever you're doing. So even if you're a ditch digger or you work at McDonald's, whatever that is, like you make that job part of you by bringing what you can to it, and it's a point of pride, and then it becomes art. It will help you with problem solving and memory. Yeah, we still do that, knot tying. Let's see, I'm good at moving stuff. Well, I mean, you'd be a Teamster, so you could join the Teamsters Union and you could do conventions here in Vegas, and they pay like $40 an hour, I think. Uh, well, you know what? If you're good at moving stuff and that's what you want to do, then be the best moving at stuff that you can be, and do it for no other reason than you want to. And people will talk down, and they will say that they will think that they're above you because they have a job that they think, and it's all. So when I was working at the Cosmo Babe, you remember when I was working for Hetherington and I was representing the owners? I was going up in the elevator, and I'm the safety manager for the renovation they're doing, and I had a little collared, polo shirt on and my little clipboard. But I was just a safety manager, and we had two laborers that were in the elevator, and these two lifeguards walk in. They got the K-Swiss white shoes and the little red shorts, and it was like just like something out of Baywatch. They were little pretty boys, and we're going up the elevator, and they start making fun of the laborers. There were two Mexicans, actually from Mexico. I know them both. And our guys were told to not interact with the hotel employees because there had been some trouble in the past. So they were just keeping their mouths shut, and they were pretending they didn't speak English, even though both of them they spoke English just as good as I can. But these guys were bagging on them. They were just basically talking shit. And one of them says, "I bet he doesn't even speak English." And as I was going up the elevator, I'm just in the corner of my clipboard listening to this shit. So I said, "Hey," and they both turned around and looked at me, and I said, "Hey, just so you know, those two laborers, they make almost 4 times the amount an hour as you guys." How do you like that? So, you make $12 an hour. He makes like close to 60. Who's the fucking chump, asshole? That was smart. You are wrong. And who is running it on their phone? I mean, you can ask Jen. He's seen his robots. Yeah, no, we do. We have some AI replacements at work. We got a little robot that does layout now, and we have a machine that will ride columns and weld it, but they don't use it because it's not efficient. They're not saving money because it adds time to the project, and they get more efficiency out of welders. But if they improve that technology, I mean, it could eventually replace welders. What they don't have is machines that can do intricate welding and at odd angles, like putting stairwells in or things of that nature. But I mean, I saw a fucking robot on a column welding, and I was like watching this thing. I'm like, Jesus, that was 2 years ago, so that's not new. I don't think of it like from what I've seen with robotics. I mean, all of our jobs are on the chopping block at some point, but it's one of those things about juice being worth the squeeze. I mean, they're gonna have to prove that it's gonna save them money. If it doesn't save them money, they're not gonna do it. But so it'll be interesting to see how it evolves into that. But yeah, they're coming. Hayden Krupp, what's up, man? Has anyone told you that you look like Senate Dixon Mia's T-Bands. No, I have no idea who that is. I'll just take your word for it. He's a beautiful man. Well, you're not your type of work, Christina. These robots nowadays are crazy. AI robots will never be able to replace the human touch. He said it. Senate Dixon Mays. Dixon Mays. Senate Dixon Mays. You're laughing because I said it, but I'm trying to think. Is it a what did I actually say? Senate Dixon. Oh, how do you get jacked shoulders like that? Best workout for size. Um, actually, my number one shoulder exercise. I will actually demonstrate it for you guys. You want to do it with the well, you want to start out light. And it's gonna hinge on your shoulder mobility. You got the regular press, right? So what we want to do is we want to roll the shoulders all the way through as far down as we go. We're gonna bring them up through the entire range. And this is just a barbell. I would start with something light, like a broomstick, and because most people can only come down to about here, or somewhere in here, and you want to eventually work your way down, and that requires wrist mobility. You want to hold the bar too, so your wrists are rotating, the forearms and everything is rotating. But this rotates the entire shoulder through the range of motion. I'll usually go up to maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 80 pounds for reps. I'm thinking about joining the Navy, but water is scary. Well, get over it. I'll try that tomorrow. You're a G for showing me. Yeah, and Hayden, if you have any issues with it or you need it, let me show you sideways, just so you guys can open up room. Maybe this way. Now I want you to be able to see the shoulder. It's like bring your grip in right about it. It's really about the way the shoulder twists when you rotate your forearms, like in this area right here, and then you're bringing that up, and that's hitting the rear delts, and then everything up here is middle and then front. And then, of course, assuming that you do something like bench press or push-ups or something, you're also getting a lot of extra work. Most people have their front delts covered with the other lifts they're doing. So while it's not the best front delt movement, it does hit all three heads. All right, they're arguing about something. Smart gamer, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. I wouldn't argue with my wife. Wait. Live a little gypsy, get around. Get your feet back on the ground. Live a little, get around. I collect figures. Wow, thank you. Dude's a machine. Thank you, Hayden. 50 consecutive reps, lightweight, squat, military press. Nice. That's a workout. You know, smart gamer, this is pretty much what I've come to realize. I can't control the world. I can only control my own actions. And I have faith, you know. Just gonna get through it. A solution always presents itself. You know, you just can't live your life in fear, you know. Embrace it, baby. Just do the best with what you can, and something will, like, if I look at all the things that I had planned on doing my entire life, almost none of those came to fruition. None of them. My life, but I'm actually glad it didn't, because the adventure I've been on has been amazing. And I wouldn't change a single bit of it. Well, a couple of things I would have changed. Oh, we're typing in all caps here. What is going on in the chat? Okay, the kid I'm training is arguing with my wife. Yeah, you smart kid. Remember when I was talking to you about, like, letting the little things go, like asking yourself, is this a argument I need to win? What is this gonna do? Is this gonna, like, game theory, buddy? Think about it. Is proving my point, or trying to prove my point, gonna further me any closer to my goals? All right. I mean, I work in the trades. Yeah, it's all good. Hey, if they do get replaced, what am I gonna do about it? Kick Smart Gamer out. No, I'm not gonna do that. I love the kid. You know, frothy emotional appeals seldom do anything to move the needle. You know, like my son, he's a couple years younger than Smart Gamer, and I'll talk to him like, hey, buddy, you know, it'd be really cool if you just cleaned your room so I don't have to hear Christina get mad later, because she told you a couple times already. You know she's gonna get upset. He's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, you're not gonna do it, huh? Yeah, come on, man. Or, you know, like they only do something when you tell them no. You can't ask nice. You just wish. I want to come home one day and see that they did their chores without having to be told, or, you know, like, your homework's done already. Never happens. Della from the Frogs. Oh. We do have some. See, I'm going to try to end this conversation. I actually work in the trades, and I do have an opinion on the matter, but again, it doesn't really move the needle. I don't need a belt. Put it down. you right there. I'm grateful for everything. Man, if I got what I deserved, it'd be ugly. Well, I don't hide the fact that I'm a Christian, but I don't like to. We can say we're grateful. We can express gratitude for sure. He's just not gonna let it go. You poor thing. I will say this, and I'm not going to say anything else. You're both right and wrong. No, not you, Hayden. Smart gamer and my wife arguing about AI automation. Damn, 525 for 19 reps. William S. Nice. My best was 605 for 5 reps at 220 pounds. How much did you weigh, Willie?
What is so funny out here? Mom is laughing her heart out so hard for something on this.
Because she's pissed off.
No, but she sounds like she's having fun. Like, it's funny. Like...
275, that's impressive. Yeah, I'm 51. Let's see, March, when I blew my bicep off, I was squatting 505 for 5 reps, and I was gonna attempt 700 in competition. The most I hit was 680, which would put me number 1 all time for 50 in all federations. I think I'd have to look at the records. I don't think anyone's broke 700. I could be wrong, but either right up there, all-time best. Whew. Smart gamer, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, God. Ego. So my daughter came out and said that Christina's laughing because you two are arguing. And he had to scream, I am laughing too. Like, dude, come on. You know, it's like when I go to like one of those functions where it's got a bunch of safety managers, and everybody's like, oh, where did you get your degree? I went to, I was CHST. Oh, I'm a CPS. I have 22 years of experience. And then I'm like, I used to build stuff, and they said I can't take safety, so, oh. Like I don't like mentally competing with. I just play stupid, you know, and then I just listen to everybody, and I just listen to the egos, and everybody's trying to. There's a smile on their faces, but this thin veil of disdain, where everybody's trying to outdo each other, and because I don't present myself as a threat to them. And then they find out I have the most experience, the most credentials, and have been doing it longer than everybody. And they're like, oh, you're a regional guy? And I'm like, yeah, you know. Like, I just don't care, you know. People, like, we were at dinner, and they're like, what do you do for a living, Charles? I'm like, I just work construction. It's not, hey, nothing. Hey. She needs to get blood work done. Who's that? Yeah, Hayden, you're good. Who needs to get blood work done? I need for what I want to do naturally. It's very beneficial to stretch out. My best lift ever was I benched 280. Nice, that's incredible. Outside with G. 280 pounds at 150. That's pretty damn good. What was my bench best? I think I have it on video. I think it was 425. In competition, my best is 385. And I want to say I laid 212 pounds. And that was 48 years old. Charlie's Angel's wife. You talking about what is her name? Is she? I mean, why are you bringing her up? Oh, I was asking how much testosterone my wife should take for quality of life. Oh, no, yeah, talk to my wife, Christina. She's on or HRT, hormone replacement therapy. So, um, if you're going through a doctor, that's going to depend on your hormone levels. How old she is, if she's going through menopause already. Uh, you're a monster, bro. I think you stand there killing you. What is killing me? Look at Charlie's post. I did. It said how much. But I don't know. I can't say because there's variables. There's no like solid number. I would say, wow, what do females usually take? I think it's like 0.025. I would have to talk to Billy. He's the RN, the nurse practitioner. I actually wish he was in the chat right now. I don't. Yeah, I mean, Christina, how much did they prescribe you, babe? Do I train the hold movement? No, I squeeze a little bit. Yeah, it's like 0.025, but there's other things they would also put you on. So for her, they also gave her an estrogen inhibitor. What um what do they call that, babe? That inhibitor they gave you? I'm struggling to think of it. With testosterone, oh yeah, progesterone, vitamins, and there was an uptake inhibitor for estrogen, I believe. What supplements or powders do you use? I'll show you. I'm actually out. I've been out for a while. Oh, where did that bottle go? Where is it? I lost it. Crap. I don't know what I did with it. It's a company based in Vegas. And the reason I wanted the bottle is I was going to give you the website. I don't know what I did with it. I'm trying to do a sponsorship deal with them. Where did it go? Where did you go? Oh crap, I don't know what I did. Shit. I don't know. It's called Advanced. Oh, you know what? My wife's got some inside. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Hello. I come out with our
Bags? What are you
bird,
talking about?
and she's a little mean bird right now.
Oh, I don't know.
You can kind of pet her.
Well, I had an empty bottle, but I can't find it, and I don't remember the website name.
Oh.
But essentially, they'll make you vitamins. So I wanted a pre-workout that didn't have any caffeine in it, and they made me one that has like L-citrulline and vitamin B3, a bunch of vasodilators, and then they also have a really good formula for liver and kidney, controls oxidation from taking anabolics. That's the one I was looking for. It's got stuff like Tudka in it, which you usually see. But um, I was gonna ask them to put my name on my little pre-workout mix and see if they would sponsor me. So maybe we'll see. And I would never endorse something I don't use personally. Attending 2 years later, exam in front of a 7-Eleven. Still love reading. Nice. That's William S. That's called no excuses, brother. That's getting it done. You know, studying in front of, but with basically homeless living in a van and you're studying for your bar exam. Hell yeah, man. Supplements and medicines are best when tailored to you. Yes. Yeah. If you go to the, see, that's why I wanted the website. I showed that bottle the last time I live streamed. They have like a basic mix that you can buy, but if you call the guy and ask him, he will tailor you one. And they're not super expensive either. I had an empty bottle and it was on my workbench. You know, I don't know if I threw it out. I wish I could find it because I don't remember the website. But here's how about this? Here's a trade for you. Subscribe to my channel and I'll post the name of the website after I live stream, so you can see it in my community. Trump or Tupac? For what? Been playing checkers or? I like incline bench better than flat bench. So for me, as being a power lifter, I never saw any correlation for any direction of bench, decline, incline. Where I saw the most gain is when I added range of motion, which stretches the pectoral muscles out, and tempo, so slow down the eccentric to like a 3 count, and then shoot off like a trebuchet or a catapult. That's where I saw the most difference. 50 people on 23 legs. Yeah. Freshly HD, how are you? I'm doing all right, brother. I'm feeling a little weak, I'll be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 405 pounds for as many reps as I can. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to hit as many to full depth as possible. But then when it becomes too hard, I'm still going to keep cranking them out. And I'm just going to keep going. I can be your weak, then I'll be okay. Are you MAGA? I voted for Trump, but I don't know what that means. I'm a 20-year veteran troll, and I love eating ass. Yeah, I figured you do. You look like a salad tossing type. Just get in there all. Finish with hack squats. I'm gonna try the Smith machine out that I have. Swear I'm having fun with it. Can you not act challenge? Man, I'm trying to keep up with this chat. Have you ever used a reverse hyper? Yes, they're awesome. If you have one, use it. What do you think about ice? When I used to drink, I liked it with bourbon. Mike Anterior. I think ICE is a government, federal government agency, and no different than the FBI or ATF or DEA. The ones I want to get rid of the fucking TSA. Those assholes need to go. Now, as far as ICE agents goes, I think honestly they should have the authority to use deadly force if they're assaulted. If you're dumb enough to attack a federal agent, he should be able to protect himself. Outside with the G. Thank you, brother. He said thank you for your service. I'm not a big fan of the ATF. I think most alphabet are unconstitutional, um, and I think they have too many powers. Does that mean we shouldn't have them? No. I mean, we have 300 million people, and we have a huge, diverse culture. And honestly, ICE, do you have illegal aliens coming in the country? Yes or no? Should you be able to remove them? Yes or no? They're removing them. That's what people voted for, including me. You prefer working out at home? I prefer working out at home because I can do a lot more without interruption, and I have all the equipment I need. But I like going to gym to show off, so that's like a guilty pleasure. I'm pretty sure you're no prize, Tesso. You look like the Timu Ultimate Warrior. Well, you look like somebody tried to put a forest fire out on your face with a screwdriver, but you don't see me bitching. You got them roast beef meat curtains. It smells like, albacore that's been left out in the sun for too long, Yeah, like, I don't know, like, Tessa, I've been kind of, we're not really ignoring you, but like, the only reason why I'm bringing you up is because somebody else did. I don't, she's cool, or it's cool, or whatever you are. You're good, man. I don't give a shit. I'm just busting balls, calm down, soup sandwich. Oh, it's triggered. I like how trolls come on and try to talk shit, and after I've ignored like 10 comments, if I say something, that they act like I'm making a big deal out of it. No, go fuck yourself, Tesso. Look, I've been ignoring you because you're not funny. Okay? Truth be told, you're just not that good at trolling. Now that you have your attention, everybody turn their attention to Tesso and tell them what a good little troll they are, and you're funny. Ha ha ha. Lame, bro. Can't help. It's just like, look, go away. No, or stay. I don't care. What do you think about Mark Ripito and starting strength? I like Mark Ripito. He's a lot of good information. Like his squat coaching is right on point, but he has a lot of bad information. Like he doesn't know shit about Olympic lifting. So it's kind of one of those, you gotta, with Mark Ripito, it's not all good information, but he does have a lot of value if you could sift through the ideology, if that makes sense. I'm not trolling, I'm just playing. Tasso, I don't care. It's like, honestly, I don't. Either way. It's all good, bro. Can't give him any attention. I've already blocked him. No, I'm not going to block anybody. Like, I don't matter. It doesn't bother me any. And so he's like trying to do that thing where it's like, why are you so sensitive? Like, you've been trying to get my attention for the last hour, dipshit. Like, fuck off, dude. Really? Why am I so sensitive? You can't play that game. You can't play that game where you say stupid shit for over an hour, and then when finally somebody gives you the tiniest bit of attention, you act like, why are you so triggered? Blow me on a toilet, dude, okay? Like, I don't care. What part of I don't care do you not understand? I'm ambivalent. You can say whatever you want, but just so you know, like, I don't give a shit. You're not triggering anybody. You don't matter. So, okay? Are we done? Thank you. Beef patties good for including bodybuilding. As long as you can identify your food, I think you're pretty good. I like to live by the 80-20 rule. As long as it's 80% clean, you can have 20% garbage. I think that's a nice balance for being able to diet properly for training and still live a life. I don't really bulk, so Noonquist, I've been in the same weight class for 10 years. I competed at 198, I competed at 220, and I've gone between those two, but for the most part, if I want to lose a few pounds, I just subtract a couple hundred calories from my diet, and lose about a pound a week, and if I want to bulk, I add a couple hundred calories. I don't like bulking. I don't think there's a reason why anybody should put that much fat on. I think that you can do like what's called a lean bulk, which is essentially like just having a slight caloric excess and train hard. There's people that disagree with me about that. And because I've been mostly the same weight class for 10 years, it's really not hard for me to keep this way. How do you walk with that monster in your pants? MP7 or P90? Oh, Neither? No, I don't know. If I had to pick one, Mish Hitokiri. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? I'm 51. Hell yeah, man. The number one thing that people can do is age is resistance training, and that's basically been proven. Like they have the studies are almost conclusive, and that's not walking, that's not cardio, that's fucking weight training. Now, how hard do you have to weight train? Well, it's got to be progressive, but I don't know, as hard as you can if you're 70 years old. Yeah, I would. I think I got to go with the P90, the MP7. I would have to go with the P90. Now, what's that handgun that came with it? Yes, man, both are great, but the MP5 is just better. No, I disagree. I don't think the MP5. The MP5 was the best you could get for close quarters at the time. They didn't really have anything that was small and compact like that with a cyclic rate of fire that could accurately put rounds at 100 meters in a circle about this big. MP5, but now they have like ARs that are short, and I'd rather have the stopping power. So if I get something that I can use that has a high cyclic rate of fire, the same accuracy at the same range, and has like 4 times the ballistic capacity, I'm going to go with the larger caliber. And like those, it's like essentially a carbine or carbine, however you say it, by today's standards. So I don't like 9 millimeter. If I'm going to try to assault a building, like if I'm doing like MOUT or urban combat, the SEALs used to use it, but now they've all gone to like scars or whatever they got rid of the scar. What do they use it now? But they've all basically gone with higher caliber rifle cartridges because you can collapse them and have them in a compact size. What do you think about New Zealand? I don't have any opinion on New Zealand. It looks like a beautiful place, and I'd love to go visit. Hey, 3 pounds of hamburger and a gallon of milk. Damn. Yeah, protein powder is overrated. It's just food. Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, a lot of times it's got too much sugar in it. Virgin oil. Let's see. I prefer the way Hillary Clinton said in her speech. I gotta learn language, pay half the end document. How do we get on that topic? Can you flex? I'll flex my good arm. This one hasn't filled out yet at surgery. I definitely think women should do squats and lunges with weights, leg weights. I think everybody should do squats. Is Middle back? Middle East? Where's he at? I didn't see him. HK416. Are they using that? I didn't see Middle East. Is he back? When I first started, protein powder was all the rage. Yeah, and if you look at like the studies, they recommended eating 3 grams of protein for every pound of body weight. And then when you dug into the studies and you found out who they were funded by, it was like, all the protein companies. But they've been able to aggregate enough data over time to suggest that they don't even need a gram per pound of body weight. And protein over time, excess protein over time is bad for your kidneys because you're basically kidneys are a filter and there's no way to backwash them. So if you look at like rhabdomyolysis when people train until their body starts like catabolizing muscle tissue and you flood your kidneys with protein and it causes your kidneys to fail. Or that's what excess protein over time will do. Not saying it's bad to have excess protein, but if you're doing it consistently over years, it's really bad for you. Mike Metzer. I like Mike Metzer, but he had an incomplete picture. So a lot of the training I do is basically sets to failure. AMRAPs. I like high intensity, low volume, especially for older lifters. But what Mike got wrong is periodization. Because everything will plateau. Every single program, you're going to get good progression out. But eventually it's going to hit a plateau and you need to do something different. And because I'm a competitive powerlifter, I put myself through punishment to injuring myself. And after I'm done competing, I like to take time off. So after that break, we'll start with a conditioning block, which is going to be high volume, high repetition. And then we do like a hypertrophy block, which looks something like the Wendler 531 with Mike Mentzer's high intensity for the working sets. And then we go into like a heavy weight acclimation and a peaking block, and all of those are, you know, I think conditioning is 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Then hypertrophy is 6 weeks on, 1 week off, and then high weight acclimation is 2 weeks, and then peaking is 1 week, and then you take a week off and compete, and then that's it. And then, but that's it. Basically, intensity, weight, as reps go down, weight and intensity goes up as you get closer to competition. Uh, 1 gram per pound of body weight, which is too much for many. James Duncan. Well, like me, like since I'm maintaining a weight class. How much do I need? I haven't had a situation where I needed that much. Mike, I really liked Mike Mentzer, but you have to remember he was also an advertisement for Arthur Jones, the Nautilus machines, and Arthur Jones was trying to sell Mike Mentzer's high intensity as the only thing you ever need to do, endless gains. And I am a big fan of high intensity. I like it way better than high volume. It's easier on the body, and you get better results, in my opinion. At least that's my anecdotal experience. But even I got to a point where, as you progress, those working sets become so insane that, and as you get older, you have to switch up from time to time. So that's where periodization comes in. So the answer is both. There's a time and place for both. And most importantly, recovery is part of the workout. Where's my belt? I'm gonna want this thing in a minute. Like I just started training after surgery, so I've lost some strength. I haven't worn this belt in a while. You don't want it to cut into your ribs when you got 400 pounds or more on your back, and you go to the hole and you realize the belt's digging in your ribs, and there's no place to find out that you didn't put it on right. Oh, thanks. Outside with G, new subscriber. I appreciate that. Rate CrossFit. I don't have a problem with CrossFit. I have a problem with the organization. 5'4", 160 is probably 18% body fat. Nice. Joshua Keys. I would say I'm probably 11%. Right, well, maybe 12. I don't know, right around there. Isn't HIT high intensity? No, so HIIT is high intensity interval training, which is not the same as high intensity training. So HIT in weightlifting terms is, rather than doing volume, 5 sets of 10, we'll say, I'm going to do 3 working sets where I'm going to work up to my working percentage, 70%, 80%, 90%, so let's say sets of 3. And my last set, I'm going to take to failure. So I'm going to take 90% of whatever that rep range is, or whatever that weight is, and I'm going to go to many reps as I can. And that is high intensity. Then you're done. That's all the volume you do. And as you progress, every 4 weeks you go up a certain percentage. That's really, really simplified. Isn't it about skin tanning? Art, you're really trying hard to be funny. It's about skin tanning. You're getting there, buddy. Middle East yeast infection. What's up? Oh man, you made it. I was going to say Middle East bestiality. So they call him the Mutton King. He's a sheep lover. He's back. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna hit 405 for reps, Middle East Beast. And you can talk all the shit you want, but I don't think you could do 315. But I'm glad you're back, brother. You're the salt of the earth. You spice my channel up. You bring such high intellect. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that many reps. That's not easier. Oh shit. Whew. I made that harder than it needed to be. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, that last rep, that was a... Maybe should have cut one short. Thanks, James. Oh, just give me a chance to improve Middle East. Mishik Takori. Middle East beast. He takes a bath in the Ganges. His armpits smell like curry, and he likes to fuck sheep. Would you consider you? I'm a power lifter. Yoshev. Hey, Middle East beast, don't talk shit to my wife, okay? That I will ban you for sure. I don't care if you talk shit to me. That's fine. But don't talk to my wife. Actually, Christina, I'll let you handle it. Well, so Middle East is kind of a... He's kind of retarded. He's got like an IQ of maybe 75. So we tolerate him. She's on testosterone. No shit, dumbass. She's 47 years old and she trains in the gym. What's wrong with that? I mean, like, you're no doctor. What the fuck do you know about it? Right? And like I'm gonna fucking allow some kid that has a physique of a 14-year-old to dictate or, you know, affect the things I choose for my life. I mean, you're not even... I doubt you're gonna live to 51, let alone look like you're in shape. So, have you wondered why we haven't blocked you yet, Middle East? Have you wondered? Like, we could just block you. Why haven't we? Think about that. Think about that for a second. You're the butt of every joke offline for my friends. We keep you around because we find you amusing. Because I could just block you. Hey man, I have a quick question. I'm doing pull day. Should I do rows with a bench, single arm, or standing double arm? Pull day. You could do both. If I'm doing I would do barbell rows. I like starting out with like dead rows, so that's a deadlift to the knee, and then a row to the belly button with a little English. Go as heavy as you can, and then I like to do like a pendulum row, and then I'll switch to... I'll take the barbell and just leave a weight on it and do who's that bodybuilder that passed away a couple of years ago? He's got a row named after him. But it's basically like a landmine row. You just grab the barbell and... Is this only for haters? Parshed. No, actually most of my subscribers are... I got a really good, pretty good following. But we like to make fun with trolls or of trolls. If you're funny, we'll read your comments and have a good laugh. And if you're not funny, we'll read your comments and pretty much bash you for a half hour or two, you leave. So it's either like... who was it? Not Two Live Crew. Chuck D said, "Don't start no shit, won't be no shit." What do I do for fun besides PT? DJ the chef. I ride my bike. I practice Muay Thai. I play the drums. I paint Warhammer figurines, tabletop gaming. I illustrate. We have a chicken farm. That's fun. A lot of stuff. How do I train lower back with just dumbbells and a bench? Nuri, look up Jefferson curl. Go on YouTube and look up Jefferson curl. Start doing those. Christina, it's not easy, but there's a calm after the storm. Oh, I'm glad you two are talking. That's a big note for me. And also, don't forget pull-ups if you're working the back out. Nothing better than good old-fashioned pull-ups. No. I'm going to debut the Smith machine here. Now, my Smith machine is a cheap one, and it doesn't have a counterweight. So, that barbell with the slides weighs about 70 or 80 pounds. Well, maybe not that much. I'd have to weigh them. They're pretty heavy, though. They're at least 60. We'll say 60. We'll say they weigh 60 pounds. I like to do shoulder presses. Console. So I'm going to probably do some. I'm going to do kind of like sissy squats. Bring your knees over. Whew. Those hammer your quads pretty good. Oh, those are rough, huh? That's why I wanted the Smith machine, so I could do like stuff like that, which you could do without it. But so you guys are talking about female hormone replacement, right? School failed me. 10 reps? What did I do 10 reps of? I wasn't counting when I was doing 405. Why blast test? Just be a man. Wayne Jetski. Yeah, why not? You get into your 40s, 50s, you can still do the things you love to do. Honestly, I mean, it's like, I didn't start using anything until I was almost 46 years old. And I wish I'd have known. I would have done it sooner if I'd have known. I love it. I think it's awesome. I definitely, and it's going to be different for everybody. I mean, I know guys that are in their 60s that don't need it. And I'm not saying you should go on it, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, what's it to you? You know, like, what do you fucking care? You know, like you get like detractors and people that say it's immoral. And, fuck that, man. If modern medicine can make your life better, if you've never taken a prescription drug for anything, then you can talk shit. How many milligrams do you use? Well, I'm on a mix for a total of 400. So 200 tests, but it's like a mix like Sustanon. 200 DHB. Well, it's 180 DHB and like a really small amount of nandrolone. I forgot why he wanted that in there. It performs a function specifically to. Uh, this is why I wish Billy was in the chat. He knows this stuff. Yeah. I did look up Larry Ellison. But you can't go by what we call outliers, worst or best extreme cases, for evidence of anything, whether it's good or bad. Like most people that live to be 100 years old, the one thing most of them have in common is they have shit diets. A lot of them drink and smoke, and it's just a genetic thing. They were, they lived to over 100. Are you gonna start like drinking whiskey and eating like head cheese, lard and Bosco diet with a shot of fucking whiskey every night? So I go through Dr. Chris. I don't order stuff online. I'm not. The clinic we go to is Helix HRT. HelixHRT.com, babe. I don't know. T3, T4. I don't know what that is. Should I take creatine? Creatine is one of those things your body produces, and it's one of the most widely studied supplements that they have. And I don't see any reason why anybody shouldn't take creatine because it's proven to work. But I don't know. Yeah, I would think I would start taking creatine. I don't see a reason why. You're 17 years old. No. I feel like the more happy you are while living, the more your body understands. Can't give up. Yeah, and a lot of people say, well, you're taking that stuff, it's going to cut your life short. One, do you have a proof of that? Two, would you rather have a shitty life where you're barely ambulatory and you can't do the things you love, but you live to be 90? Or you're still kicking ass and taking names and you live to be 80? I don't know, maybe 70. Well, that's hard to say, but it's easy to say when you're 50, but as you get closer to those ages, it's like, maybe not, This is what I will say. Whatever you're doing, do your best to mitigate a risk and make sure you're seeing a doctor regularly. Get your blood work done. Get that interpreted. Don't fuck around. Watch your blood pressure. That's the number one killer of men over the age of 40, and it's the number one thing that steroids and anabolics impact is your blood pressure. So I check my blood pressure religiously. You want perfect is 120 over 70. That's what we're shooting for. If you can get close to that, when you're resting, that's good. You want to watch the differences between your arms. If you have I think it's above 5, a difference of 5 in the dystolic or systolic, babe. I don't remember. Which that indicates that there's a problem, maybe with cholesterol or something. There's an issue there. Max pull-ups. I don't know, all of them. Jet film says I'm a pedophile. Okay. Sure thing there, Jet. Let's go to channel and see who Jet is. He probably doesn't have a... 2 subscribers. And, so he's October 23, so it's an alt account. So just get rid of Jet. Yeah, Jet, if you're gonna talk shit, come into your actual account. Then you can say whatever you want, okay? But I'm gonna get rid of you. We're getting rid of anybody that's alt accounts, and what's obvious is if I look at your account and you're talking shit and it's like 2 days old, obviously. Nate, it depends on how heavy your dumbbells are, but you could do a lot with that. Did you lose weight, Stephen Baker? Yeah, about 30 pounds. One of the nicest things about menopause is not being so moist. I'm gonna go ahead and like leave that between you girls there. Let's try to put a little weight on this. We'll go tens. What I like about this is I can put my feet farther out and really get over them. Too far. Oh, shit. Wow. It burns us. Oh, wow. You can talk to me, Stephen. I'll tell you, after I had my surgery, I dropped 30 pounds because I didn't see a reason to carry that much weight around. So now I'm only 210. 207. It is a lot of strain on your knees if you don't work your knees out. Like anything else, if you do, you're just bulletproofing them. 5 to 25 pound dumbbells. Dude, you can do a lot with a bench. You can do bench. You can do overhead press. You can do dumbbell rows. You can do snatch and grabs. Dude, you can do deadlifts. 50-pound deadlifts aren't that heavy, but you can do Jefferson curls. You could do stiff leg deficit deadlifts. There's a lot, dude. I mean, if all I had was 25-pound dumbbells, all right, I'm gonna get offline, guys. I will talk. The kids got school tomorrow, so I don't want to be on any later. Holy fuck, it's 10:42. So I will see you guys on the battlefield. I love y'all. Thanks for everybody who talked shit and everybody who didn't.